All right. What is going on, everybody? Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me out there? We'll see if people join in. But we are here live at the Chase Fieldhouse at the first game for the Bluecoats. I'm here with my man Jason Blevins. If you don't know, you should know. So we're here. We're at the Chase Fieldhouse, ready for the opening game for the Delaware Bluecoats, and we're both excited to see what goes down. So what's up, Jason?
Saturday night. Where else would we ever want to be on a Saturday night?
Honestly,
It's opening night though. It's exciting. We're getting to see some live basketball. We're getting to see an entirely new roster mostly.
Yeah.
I think we have a couple of holdovers from the summer. We got Sixers tonight.
Yep.
We have Bluecoats tonight. So look, it's fun times.
Yes.
I see some people joining. So say hello. Tell us how our audio quality is.
Definitely.
I think it's probably going to be fine. We are in a pretty open space.
Yeah.
We did step outside of the gym itself to just not have that background DJ noise. So we're in I think that's a lacrosse practice over there on the other side of the facility. So what do we want to talk about?
No, I mean, we can talk about the Bluecoats and the Sixers a little bit. That's why the title is what it is. I mean, this is the first time me and Jason are meeting in person, everyone. So
it's crazy.
It's a big deal. It
is a big deal. It's crazy when you work with somebody over Zoom for so long and then you meet them in person. It's
definitely.
Sometimes it's weird, but mostly it's not weird. And maybe it's weird that it's not weird. And here we are. So I think the big news is, though, tonight we are not going to see Aaron Henry or Jaden Springer here in Delaware because they have been flown to Chicago to be on the bench. They are active tonight for the Sixers.
Yep.
So those are two players that we expected to see tonight, but you may see probably garbage time.
Yeah,
tonight,
probably garbage time. They're playing the Bulls. I doubt there's going to be garbage time for the Sixers squad today, just because the Bulls are the Bulls and
unless
how close
they get blown out.
Unless they get blown out, that's true. Hopefully, even with those guys out, it sucks for the Sixers right now. The amount of people in the protocol at this point, I think it's up to at least 2, maybe 3. Matisse, Tobias, Isaiah Joe for sure. I can't think anybody else over the top of my head, but definitely not good for the Sixers who are already out. Furkan Korkmaz with injury, Danny Green with injury, and obviously the elephant in the room, Ben Simmons. So not a lot of not a lot of wing depth, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
That's right.
Back tightness. Yep, back tightness. But today we are here down with the Bluecoats, getting to see some new guys. Bluecoats had the number 1 draft pick in the G League draft this year, and they selected Shamari Pond. So Pond's 6-foot point guard. He played with the Raptors 905 last year, if I believe so.
I think that's right.
A lot of people on Twitter and on social media seem to be pretty excited about Shamari. I don't know much about his game yet. Just watched some film on him. Seems like a really good player. Obviously, hopefully we get to see something from him tonight. We also have Haywood Highsmith, who's been with the Bluecoats.
I think this is year 4.
For year 4. Yeah, last year he was not with the team, but he's been.
Wait, he was not? Yeah, he was.
Sure, I don't think so.
Oh no, he was overseas, wasn't he?
Yeah, Haywood was not.
Europe.
Yeah, Haywood was not with the Bluecoats last year.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're a Sixers reporter. So, yes, Haywood Highsmith, who did get some playing time a few years ago with the Sixers when they made their playoff run, I believe. What was that? The year they played the Heat, if I'm not mistaken. He played that during that season at times. Maybe it was season after that. Everything's so mixed up now with COVID and the way it works.
I think he and Shaq came up at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think 2019 he played some. 2018,
I think so.
2019.
I think so.
Yeah.
But either way, Haywood Highsmith is in the house tonight. We did say hi to him. He is here. Grant Riller, I believe, should be here. He's one of their 2-way contract guys. I did not see him yet, but he saw him, so he's here. Jared Brownridge, the longtime Delaware Bluecoat, is here tonight. He is the 3-point killer. Throughout, he's got to be up there in the records for the Bluecoats at this point, honestly.
Yeah, I think he might be number 1 in history in 3-pointers made.
He's got to be.
it's interesting with this roster. I have a feeling he's going to play sort of a 2-3, sort of a 2-3 for this team, because when you going back to Pons and the draft, I mean, this team is very clearly going 5 out, small ball, ultra small ball.
To his point, their tallest player on the Bluecoats this year, which is not a norm. Past seasons, they've gone big.
Monsters.
Honestly, before last year, when they had Paul Reed at their center, who was 6'9", they had 7-footers and 7-6ers on their team. Kumanji was there. You had Norvell Pell, lots of big boys. So
when I first interviewed Chris Kamaja at the pre-draft, he was in for the Sixers pre-draft in Camden. I had to use this. This is my trust. I had to use this to get to because he's a low talker. Also, I had to reach up with this to get him on mic.
That's funny. Well, tonight the tallest player on the Bluecoats floor is going to be Braxton Key, 6'8". So I assume he's going to be playing their center. If he's not, I don't know who else is going to.
I mean, I think they're
maybe Charlie Brown Jr.
What I expect is they're going to play sort of a roving baseline to baseline, sort of free safety, and call that the center. Because I think it's really clear. What I like about the Bluecoats and what I've always liked about it is it gives you a clue into what the Sixers want to do, right? And I think it's pretty clear that Daryl Morey believes in the ultra small ball philosophy. He happens to have Joel Embiid, but for everything else around Joel, I think they just want to put a micro lineup out there and space the floor and create driving lanes and I think have a ton of guards, and that's what they've got. That's what the roster is.
And I think it's pretty evident to the way that they've been playing, especially their bench rotation this year with the Sixers, at times where they don't have Andre Drummond on the court and they have Georges Niang playing that 5 spot. And it's Georges Niang, man. I don't know. You haven't been able to get on live streams and talk about it with us, but what do you see from the Sixers right now that excites you?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say how excited people should be. I think I like their approach a lot. I love the approach. I like Georges Niang as just a extreme professional basketball player.
Definitely.
He can do a little bit of everything, and I think he's a perfect fit. I think it was a perfect signing. I love the way that they're creating those driving lanes, and Maxey is coming into his own in a way to exploit that, getting downhill all the way to the rim. Huge progress from last year.
Yeah. And
I wasn't convinced that I would see that. But everything around him is just really creating an environment for him to be super successful.
No, I agree. And Tyrese Maxey, as you were saying, is like the thing I noticed the most, and we saw this kind of last year as well, at the transition of where he was shooting the ball from and where he was going with his layups and his floaters and stuff like that. A lot of times in the beginning of the season, everyone was super impressed with his floater, similar to Emmanuel Quickley. The fact that he could shoot a floater from like 15 feet away and they were sinking easily. Doc obviously liked him getting closer to the rim and taking a higher percentage shot. I think the thing that's impressive now is even when they take away his rim looks now, he's going to the rim a lot more. But even when they take that away and they put a lot of pressure on the rim, he's able to still keep up with that floater.
Yeah, and that's you nailed it exactly right. I mean, I was not sold. I don't think it's any secret anyone has heard me on a live stream. I was not sold on him as a point guard. But when he learned to get that, I think that moving the 3-point line out the 3 feet required him to learn an extra dribble. And I think he learned it throughout the course of that season last year. He improved. I think that pull up, a lot of it early on was just the fact that his normal cadence on a drive brought him into that 6-8 foot range or probably the 12 to 15 foot range when he picked up his dribble.
Yeah.
And that one extra dribble, he started to add that in the late winter, early spring, and you've seen it carry over. And now he's got both in his bag.
And it's definitely encouraging to see. Something I'm really encouraged to see today from the Bluecoats. If you're joining us and if you weren't here from the beginning, we are at the Bluecoats facility at the Chase Field House. It is the Bluecoats, Delaware Bluecoats, Sixers G League teams opening night. They're playing the Long Island Nets, the G League team of the Brooklyn Nets. So it should be really exciting. I'm excited to also see a guy, Charlie Brown Jr. It seemed like a lot of people in Philly were really excited about being that he went to college in Philly as well. I believe he went to was it St. Joseph or St. John's? What's the one in Philly?
St. Joe's.
I don't watch college basketball too often. Gotcha, St. Joe's. I don't watch college basketball. St. John's
is in New York.
But Charlie Brown Jr. is on the Bluecoats, and I believe he is here today. And I know that's a guy people were very excited to watch.
I can't wait to see Barra.
Barra, yep. Barra I believe it's pronounced NG or NJ or something. Okay. But I watched his tape as well.
Oh.
Barra who was drafted in the second round of the G League draft.
He looks like an NBA player to me.
Yeah, I agree. He was drafted in the second round of the NBA G League draft. And you watch his tape, go look him up, guys. He was the Rookie of the Year in the Swedish Basketball League last year. Super, super impressive player. Can shoot it off the dribble. Can hit his three-pointers.
Change directions.
Can change directions on the fly, and he gets up. he has a pretty decent vertical at the rim.
I
don't know.
He screams NBA player to me.
Yeah, he's also 6'3", 180, which is pretty typical size for a guard.
I think he's got I think his wingspan is like 6'9" or 6'10".
Big boy.
So, he's got the frame, but his ability to do that step back and then attack downhill and then change vertical directions, not just side to side.
Yeah.
I just think it's the architecture of an NBA player. So that was a steal for the second round. And I think it's a huge home run swing. I think they got Pons to sort of be the floor general, make everyone else look good on this team.
Yeah.
Organize the team. But do I see him as an NBA contributor in a top 8 rotation at all? I probably don't. But he's the kind of guy you need to develop some of these other guys that do have a chance.
Yeah, someone else I'm excited to see today, and honestly, who knows if he's even here, being that the Sixers are having some problem with wing depth right now. Shaq Harrison. I haven't seen him yet today. I don't know if you've seen him.
I haven't seen him.
So Shaq might be with the Sixers tonight. It wouldn't shock me at all.
No, he was not. There was 2 that was signed.
No? Okay, well, then he should be here then. Shaq Harrison, who was optioned to the G League over this offseason. It seemed a lot of people, when I said that on Twitter, it seemed like I got a few comments or a few replies and DMs talking about how Shaq is a really good player who just needs a shot. Now, a lot of people say that about a lot of players.
Ask me after the game.
Ask you after the game. That I will ask him after the game. You will hear about it. I will ask him after the game. It'll be on my Twitter. Jason Blevins. This is what he thinks of Shaq Harrison, and it'll be a new article. That's what it's going to be. But it should be exciting. So, like we said, Bluecoats facing off against the Long Island Nets. Please comment if you have any questions for us about Sixers or the Bluecoats. We would love to have any bit of conversation right now. We're just waiting for game time. Game time for the Bluecoats tonight is at 7 o'clock. So we're here waiting for the game to start. We are in a different part of the building. Right behind us, behind this glass, is the Bluecoats facility right here. The court is right there. You can see the banner right behind us right there. I think you can see it.
I think that's the 1983 championship banner.
It is the 1982-83 championship banner for the Sixers.
It's the actual
If we turn the camera this way,
used to be in the Spectrum.
That behind the glass over there, you can't even see it because of the light. You look back there, the court is down a level. We're on the second floor at the moment.
When you drove in, was it dark enough to see the backlit 76ers?
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really looking for it, but
when you leave, it's awesome from the outside.
Yeah, so I will definitely be looking. It's funny, I pulled up today. There was a dude probably in his probably high school age, sitting out there telling people where to park. He was like, "Hey, are you here for the Bluecoats?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm media." He said, "Okay, can you park all the way over there for me?" I was like, "Man, I gotta park all the way over there."
Yeah.
There's lacrosse practice and games going on tonight at the same facility. Bluecoats facility, Chase Fieldhouse, is pretty big. So we got literally have a lacrosse practice going on right over here while the basketball stuff's going on right over here. And so I had to park with the lacrosse teams.
They don't know who you are yet.
Yeah, I don't have this cool little badge right here that Jason has. So
Gotta have it. I can't put it on camera. You're not allowed to put this on camera.
Well, don't put it on camera.
Yeah, the plastic, man. It opens up doors.
By the plastic, he means the media credential.
Also, being here, literally since day one,
mm-hmm.
since this place opened, and being here almost every game. Not many people have covered more G League games than I have. In the whole league, probably.
I believe it.
So I was a two-way reporter for a long time covering both teams, and I got a lot of value. You've heard me talk about it many times.
Yeah.
How much you learn here about what's really going on, what they're trying to do in Philly, and I've always found a lot of value in these games, and being here. It's a little looser environment, lower stress for everyone, I think, and you can learn more in that time. So
the G League was called the D League before, and it does stand for developmental. So it definitely is a good place to chill out a little bit and develop as you're trying to hone your craft, not only for the players and the coaches and the refs, but also for the media members here. So it's definitely a good time. And speaking of people who developed down in the G League, man, our man Matt Murphy.
Yes.
Our man Matt Murphy. Yes. And I want to give a quick shout out. If you don't know him, you should know him, and you will know him eventually. But Matt Murphy is the play-by-play broadcaster for the Bluecoats on Delaware TV, and he's getting call-ups, man. He's been the radio. This is the second time this season that is doing the radio broadcasting for the Sixers on 97.5 The Fanatic. So good for him. Congratulations to him. I know I texted him earlier and said congrats again and good luck tonight. So I know Jason over here has known Matt for a while, so it's definitely proud of that kid. It's awesome.
It's awesome when you see good people get opportunities and run with them and shine. You're exactly right. He's a wild success story that it's just getting started. I think we were able to do when was it? Was it last summer? Maybe the year before. But Mr. Crockpot Deibler was able to get a podcast with McGinnis, Zoomoff, and Murph. Yeah. And it was really important for me to have Murph in that conversation. And I twisted Dibe's arm I said, if you really want those two guys to open up to you and relax, get them talking about Murph.
Yeah.
Because they're going to gush about him, and it's going to do wonders for him. They're going to open up more. It's going to be a more engaging conversation.
Yeah.
And now to see all three of them, Zoomoff retiring, which is
good for him though, man. What a long, successful career.
Great for him. Just an awesome dude. Kate Scott's awesome.
I talked to her a little bit on Twitter the other day. She seems pretty cool.
She's very cool. Very, very sharp. Man, she fits so perfectly well. I've not seen a debut someone in their first 10 games just have such a command in any of these sports. Really, we're so used to having Zoomoff for 30 years, 25 years, 30 years.
Oh my goodness. Are you talking the Eagles one?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Merrill Reese for radio.
For 40 years, probably.
Yep.
The Flyers, Jim Jackson, and I don't know who else they got now. But
point is, it's not typical that you see someone new come into it's not often that you see someone new come in and do a really good job right off the bat. And Kate Scott has definitely done a great job. So we want to give her flowers for that. And hope she grows and hope all success for her. But listen, guys, I think we're gonna head off of this soon.
I got one last thing.
Okay.
I had the Wilson ball out there that Joel was complaining about.
Yeah.
I don't know why they switched that ball. That's a terrible ball.
Is it bad?
You'll see. After the game, we'll shoot some hoops.
Yeah.
Get some shots up, and you'll see. It's a terrible ball. It's a terrible ball.
Seth Curry doesn't seem to think so.
Look. I'm sure it works with some people's hands. But when Joel says he doesn't like it, I get it.
Yeah.
I would never want to play with that ball.
It's funny too because both Joel Embiid, the future and current of the 76ers, and the guy everyone wants to be here, Damian Lillard, are both shooting pretty bad this year so far. So neither of them seem to be gelling with the new Wilson balls.
And it'll come. I mean, they'll adjust.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about it.
Of course, and neither is Joel.
I'm way less worried about Joel than it sounds like everyone else is.
Yeah.
I don't. Everyone says he looks haggard and slow.
No, I think he looks like he's keeping himself healthy. He looks like he's giving the effort more on defense than he has had to do the past 2 years with Ben playing with him. And so, I mean,
I'm not worried about it.
I'm not worried about it either. But Joel Embiid knows himself. He knows his body. He knows what he's good at, and he knows what the team wants out of him. So eventually, his numbers will pick back up, as I think he's stated a few times. And I don't think there's any reason for concern, especially when you have your role players playing up to the level that they are playing. You've got, I think, 4 guys who are making less than $5 million this year or $5 million this year on the bench that are playing out of their minds.
That's Morey's MO, though. He wants 3 superstars and minimum contract guys.
So right now he has a superstar.
How he builds his team.
Right now the Sixers have a superstar. They have a borderline all-star.
Yeah, that's exactly
and they have a disgruntled, glorified role player.
Who are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know who I'm talking about.
I didn't realize any other role players were disgruntled.
Okay, that's might have a little bit of a low blow. I think on any other team in this league, genuinely, Ben Simmons could be an all-star, and he is an all-star.
When do we transition to talking about Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons is an all-star, and he is capable of staying and being at that level. But in all honesty, on the Sixers team, with the kind of center he has and the kind of game both of them have, he just disappears on the team when it comes to being a star-level player that he wants to be. So, I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we head out of here and get to this game?
Yeah, I think we might do some post-game. We'll talk to the coach, Kobe Carl.
Yep.
After the game, we'll talk to a couple of players.
Yep.
And we'll probably, I don't know, post
up on Twitter, post up on YouTube. We'll see what happens. But go follow Jason on Twitter at NBA Blevins, correct?
J Blevins.
J Blevins NBA. Ah, my goodness. How did I forget that? It's not on the screen. Normally I can read it right off the screen when we're doing post game. So definitely go follow him at J Blevins NBA. Go follow me at J_Persichetti. And we will update you on what's going on with this Bluecoats game. I think it's going to start, what time does it say? 6:38, starting in about 20 minutes. So we are here live, and we will be here reporting for y'all. I'll probably have some videos up on my Twitter account. I'm sure Jason will at least be tweeting about it, and we'll probably try to get some videos up here on YouTube as well. So we appreciate y'all watching. If you have, thank you for joining us. We are here at the Chase Fieldhouse Live, excited to watch the first matchup for the Delaware Bluecoats and the Long Island Nets. So we will see y'all.
Hold on, Sixers get smoked tonight or close loss?
Do I think the Sixers are going to lose to the Bulls? And by how much? I think they are going to lose. I think the Bulls have way too much firepower, especially on offense when it comes to against the wings. The Sixers were already getting torched by DeMar DeRozan when they had Furkan Korkmaz and Matisse Thybulle and Georges Niang defending him pretty well. I can't imagine what it's going to be like with Furkan not playing, Matisse not playing. You have no size at the wings right now. So I have a strong feeling it's going to get ugly. Levine and DeMar are probably gonna have a real good night tonight. So yeah, I personally would not put my money on the Sixers tonight, but that's just me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna head out of here. We appreciate y'all checking in with us, and go follow us on Twitter. Peace.